Hi everybody, it's Tesla Duda, and starting my first video in a long time. Finally received the FSD 12.3 update last evening. This will be my first drive with it, and I am a little skeptical. Let's see how it does. Already it's wanting to drive 45 miles an hour in a 20 mile an hour zone. Wanting to drive 45 miles an hour in a 25 mile per hour zone, or 20 mile per hour zone. So that's a fail right there. Let me go to my main menu and make sure that I am on the correct version here, because it just doesn't seem right. Full self beta. Okay. Let's see here. What version am I on? Yeah, this should be version 12.3. That's it. Holy smokes. So, already have a failure right off the bat with this drive. And again, wanting to go 48, and I can't seem to adjust the speed down with my wheel. Wow. Okay, so that's the first problem. Very disappointing. The last version actually finally recognized the street signs showing the speed limit. Now it saw that one, finally dropped it down to 20 where it should be. This is the next critical engagement up here. I'm going to try to navigate through my gate. This has always failed in every iteration of FSD beta that I've had so far. And someone's coming through, and we are stalling, but here we go. And we're going to get stuck, I think, right here. We're not in an optimum spot to exit. We're very close to the curb on the left. Let's see what it does. Okay, corrects itself. There's a lady with a baby carriage, not sure where she's going. And she's not going in a direction that's going to impede our progress, so here we go. Got a dog in the back seat sniffing out the window, so if you hear some strange snorting, that's what's going on. Another really critical issue for me personally is this intersection up ahead. There's only two lanes. The left lane is a left turn only lane, and then this is the lane to go straight through. Every previous version of FSD, in the recent updates at least, has wanted to cut across this intersection, which, as you can see, is not a good idea because of the close proximity of the car to my left. If they decided to change their mind and go straight, I would run right into them previously, because FSD always wanted to change lanes in the middle of the intersection, which has always just driven me nuts. So I'm really hoping against hope that this time it will not try to cut over, potentially cutting off this guy or infringing on his space as he's trying to make his left turn. Okay, wow, that was good. That's a first real improvement I've seen in ages. As long as it's consistent, then that's just terrific. Nice acceleration. I've got 42 set max speed, and I've read about and seen people complaining about the car wanting to drive under the speed limit for whatever reason. I think I've got mine set at +7%, and it seems to be doing exactly that. So no complaints from me, no issue as far as that goes. There was a couple of guys working on the side of the road. It didn't really slow down or was affected by their work, because maybe it sensed that their backs were to us and they had no intention of getting out on the road. Now we should be making a left turn. We're making a left turn coming up here, so we should be moving over. And we are. Really smooth. Okay. So far, although not so elegant in exiting the neighborhood via the gate, it did in fact do it. Little vacillation here as to which turning lane it wants to take, and it settled on this outer turning lane, which is fine, but there was a little unsure behavior there as to which turning lane it wanted to go into. So far, though, 0 interventions, which is pretty amazing. Wow, there's a goose standing over there. That's pretty cool. And the turn was nice, very smooth, well centered. There's another spot that we're coming up on where the car always wanted to bear to the right when the lane widened, and it shouldn't do that. I don't like that behavior. So I'm hoping that that's been taken care of with this update as well. So far, though, all the things I've been seeing and hearing about more human-like driving is bearing out. My dog loves sticking her snout out the window and snorting like a horse. So we're like slowing down to let this person out. They waved and appreciated the courtesy, and that's something I would have done. I would have let them in. So that's awesome. Another really human-like behavior, and it's a Chevy Bolt. So it's another electric vehicle, so nice. They probably thought, that nice man in the Tesla is slowing down to let me in. Wow, how thoughtful. He gets me. Because I'm driving an EV also. Okay, we're staying out of the bike lane. That's good. She went into it a little bit. And let's see. This is where we would kind of hug. This is perfect. Wow. Okay, this is a huge... So far, it's ticking all the boxes for me, ladies and gentlemen. The problems where I always had problems don't seem to be a problem for the time being. The return trip is going to be really interesting, though, because it's going to have to perform 2 more tasks that it has always failed at. And one is to leave a parking lot, cross 2 or 3 lanes of traffic in a short distance to make a left turn. And the other is even finding its way back to my house at all, which it has never been able to do. The reason for that, my theory, is that I live in a gated community, and Google Maps, the vehicle, could never get into my community. So the closest that the Google Earth vehicle got to my house is the retaining wall outside of our neighborhood on an adjacent parkway. So every version of FSD has wanted to pass the entry to my neighborhood, flip a U-turn at the next entry to my neighborhood, and then park on the side of the street by a cement retaining wall, which is nowhere near my house, actually. Again, really nice acceleration off the light. Super good. I literally could be driving this car myself right now the way it's behaving. This is kind of a tight right turn, so I want to make sure you don't curb the wheels. Here we go. Or hit the other car. Good. That's one of the things I've been reading about too, is that people have been complaining with 12.3, at least a few people, that it wants to take tight turns or puts itself too close to the side of the road or whatever. Okay, we'll see. It's going to let this guy through. We're slowing for the speed bump. And we're basically at our destination, so I don't know what it's doing. That was my first intervention. I gave it a little bit of pedal, just because it was coming to a stop where it shouldn't have and was creating some confusion. Okay, I'm going to take over now. We reached our destination. It didn't appear as though it was interested in parking, so I did not let it do anything like that. Okay, now we're gonna end this trip and we're gonna navigate back to my place, and let's see how it does here. So again, we're having to cross this busy parkway. We're gonna have to go through 2 lanes of traffic to the 3rd lane to get ourselves positioned to take a left turn. We could have gone, and we're going now. Let's see what it does. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay, that's another, that is another win. It's a big win, something that no previous version of FSD has been able to do, which seemed like a pretty simple thing, but the neural network appears to really be learning these things, and wow, I'm almost I'm almost speechless. I'm like the Astrid Gilberto song says, I'm as giddy as a baby on a swing. I mean, this is like crazy good so far. And my dog is enjoying the ride too. She's not showing any signs of stress or discomfort. So now we're waiting for the left turn arrow up ahead. Okay, we're on the move. I noticed that we started rolling instantaneously with the Tundra in front of us. As soon as they started to go, we started to go. And that was nice. Made the light. Very smooth turn. Very smooth, nice, natural acceleration. Having zero issues with it understanding the speed offset. Although, you know, it's being very traffic aware. It's not trying to pass this guy up ahead, which is good because we're going to be making a right turn not too far from here. It's another thing I've noticed too. This has been a very short drive, certainly, but I've noticed that there hasn't been any superfluous lane changes. And the fact that it waited to get through the intersection before changing lanes, for me, was absolutely huge. Because that's been a disengagement every time for me. My dog hates garbage trucks. We're driving by a big one now. It's okay, pup. It's okay. It's okay. Got on the floor in the back. Okay, this should be a smooth right turn here. This is also a merge coming up. No other cars coming, so that's good. And again, we're just keeping with the flow of traffic, but as soon as the guy changes lanes, we are up to our offset max very quickly. This is just amazingly smooth. And I'm so excited to see what the next iteration brings. Can't wait to get 12.3.1 and beyond. But this gives me again, this has been a very short drive, so I shouldn't draw any conclusions, but this gives me a lot of confidence that Tesla is going to crack the full self-driving nut this year, and maybe even sooner than people expect. I've heard that there are no longer any compute constraints. That was one of the issues that was kind of slowing down the progress of version 12, but these compute constraints have been lifted, and wow, nice acceleration. Really like that. Okay, now here's a huge test. If this thing is really as good as I'm hoping it is, it's going to take a left turn right up here. Is it? It is not. Oh. Okay, so that's a fail for me. Let's see what it's planning to do. All right, the rest of it looks like it might be okay. The rest of it might be okay. But the quickest route to my home would have been to take that left turn back there. So now we're proceeding to the second entrance to my neighborhood. And let's see if we can make it all the way to the house this time. Slowing down a little bit. Signal on, good. Unprotected left. Got my feet very close to the pedal, just in case I need to slam on the brakes. There's a guy coming out of the neighborhood on the left who should wait for me, and he is. And here we go. Let's see what it does at the gate. My gate should have automatically opened, but it did not. And now we're taking a U-turn. Okay, this is interesting. So I would consider that a big fail. And now we are stopping here, unable to complete maneuver. Okay. Yeah, I have HomeLink. I have HomeLink on my car, so it should have automatically opened the gate. See, now it's very confused as to what to do here. Let's see if it finds its way to the first entrance again. We're going really slow. Too slow. There's nobody behind me. Yeah, it just wants to, just doesn't know what to do. Let's see what it does up here. Again, nobody behind me, so I'm just going to let it do its thing without intervening. Okay, we're picking up speed a little bit. And this time I'm going to have my garage door opener, my gate opener ready in case it doesn't. Yeah, it's not opening. Okay, now it's opening the gate. And okay, I had to take over. It did not want to go into my neighborhood, so that was a failure. Second major intervention. So that part is still not fixed. Cannot find its way into my gated neighborhood. Still having a problem with that, even with 12.3. Thank you. Recording sent. And all right, I'm going to wrap up this little drive. We had a lot of good little tidbits of information in here. I would say it is, considering all the failure points I had in previous versions, I'm going to say this was a solid 80% improvement.